Hi, I'm RAZANE B, and today I'll be talking about my novel, Teacher of Dreams. I began writing in primary school. I was really fascinated by how people were writing their own stories online, which were kind of far from what I was used to, such as fairy tales, TV shows, and movies. And because of that, I started picking up writing, and until now. That and the internet culture of writing led me to take into greater consideration description, world context, and character development. Anything can be a source of inspiration if you let your imagination run wild. For me, it's music and art, which can be interpreted differently from one person to another. There's the song My September by Newtonienne, with the added visuals of an animator called Vivinos on YouTube. That and a game called E by Corey were an inspiration for the second chapter. There's also the game Tears of Themis, the event A Love Poem to Scotty, and another game which was also called Pocket Mirror, which was developed by Astral Shift. The story is set in 19th century England during the appointment of William Gladstone as Prime Minister in 1868. The protagonist, Beatrice Huxley, catches her fiancé, Henry Seagrave, making a deal with the demon. Having interrupted the deal, she is now racing against time to find all the fragments of his soul before the demon can get to him. I prefer in the morning, since my mind is still fresh. I can do mostly whatever I want without being overwhelmed, because if I feel bored or uninspired, I can just move to something else without worrying about, for example, other people, such as in cafes or libraries. And I prefer my bedroom and my bed because it's really a better alternative to a desk, because my back would hurt from writing for a few hours. I would recommend the Nevermore series by Kelly Cray, The Good Girls by Sarah Shepard, and A Tale Dark and Grim by Adam Gildwitz. There's also the manga such as Twilight-Bound Hanako-kun, Black Butler, Sugar Sugar Rune, and The Study Case of Venus. All of these books and mangas really inspired my love for Gothic architecture, stories, anything related to it, which also helped me get into classical literature during that time as well. There's also this side with the female characters, which were really different from one book to another. There are some who are really into action, some of them who need just a gentle touch while being meek and everything, and some girls who are just teenagers stuck in situations they shouldn't be in. There are Dazai Osamu, Edgar Allan Poe, and Fyodor Dostoevsky. Dazai and Fyodor Dostoevsky are really into the human condition, which can be seen in their short stories, which talk about the lives people have led during their time and maybe even now. As for their longer novels, such as No Longer Human, Crime and Punishment, they delve deeper into the psyche of the main characters, which make really good source for self-reflection. As for Edgar Allan Poe, his prose is haunting, which is obvious in some of his best work in my opinion, such as The Premature Burial, The Black Cat, The Fall of the House of Usher, and The Mask of the Red Death. He's the one I'm most interested in talking with and picking his brain. I like talking about fear, isolation, death, and how to cope with it, because those are some ideas I think about a lot, and I wonder how other characters with other personalities also think about. But there's also some lighthearted ones, such as Found Family, Comfort After Traumatic Events, and Slice of Life, but in a fantastical setting, because in the modern one, it kind of gets a little boring because there's a lot of shows talking about that already. For this novel, I would love to rewrite it again and give it the plot and development it deserves, rather than be an amalgamation of really a lot of inspiration, and give it something that is unique to it, so that when I talk about Teacher of Dreams, I think of something that is unique to me, rather than just think about the inspirations. And there's also the first idea I thought about while my teacher gave me this project to write a book. But the problem is that I didn't have a lot of experience to be able to write it, because it had too much of a plot, too much different characters that at that point, I didn't meet a lot of people to know how to make them real people. And there's also the stories I had in the back burner, which I wasn't able to write because I had some time constraints and exams and everything else.